When creative block strikes, or you're just starting a new project and diving into looking for inspiration, brainstorming and coming up with ideas, there's probably usual places that you turn to try and find inspiration and spark some creative ideas. But if you're getting really stuck, or you're just not finding what you want, or you're just not feeling inspired and you want somewhere new to turn to, you want something fresh to inspire you and not just be looking at the same old things or going to the same old sources. Today's video, we're going to explore 5 unusual places to find creative inspiration. So let's freshen things up and start looking in new and different places so that you can start that creative project or get unstuck from that creative block and just feel like you've got this fresh source to start looking for cool ideas and get creative. I hope this video will inspire you and also get you looking at things in a different way, because you can find inspiration in so many places and in the everyday things too. There is so much beauty in just the mundane and everyday. So I hope this video inspires you and freshens you up so that you can go into this year feeling inspired and create amazing things. And before we dive in, I want to encourage you too to always keep a notebook on you. Be ready to always be collecting inspiration and finding ideas wherever you are and, whatever is around you, because there is inspiration in so many different things. So if you're feeling, that you're struggling to get ideas, or things just aren't coming naturally to you and you keep going to the same old places and nothing's really sparking new and exciting ideas, then just start looking around you and start recording and start collecting ideas wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Okay, so here's 5 ideas for finding creative inspiration that you might have not thought of, or maybe you have, and this will just be a great reminder to explore those things again to source inspiration. Now, the first one is revisiting old work. Now, you might look back at your old work and feel ashamed and think, oh, I've improved so much. I don't want to look at that. That was terrible what I did there. You might think, oh, I can't believe I did that. But the thing is, within that work, there are often concepts and ideas and little things within your old work that might spark new ideas. It's not about that finished product or what you made in the end, but the concept and thought behind it. There might be just little things that you can bring from that into something new that you're creating. Or maybe you can think, oh, I like the way I thought about that when I did that particular project. Well, how can I bring that into this project? It's amazing how your old thoughts and your old ideas can spark new ideas, and you can bring them to what you're doing now. And it doesn't have to be old work that's just, to do with what you're actually creating now, but it can be anything that you've created in the past, old pieces of writing, old crafts, anything that, has come from your creative mind in the past that you can draw from again now. And the funny thing about looking at old work is you start to see it from an outsider's perspective, because when you just create something, you're just so involved in it. You know all the nitty-gritty, and all the details, all the faults, all the what went into making it, that it's hard to see it from someone else's point of view. So when you look at old work, you've probably forgotten a lot of what went in behind it, that you can actually see it from the outsider's perspective, and so you might notice new things about it that you didn't notice before when you created it originally. So pull out some of your old work and see what you can find. See if there's anything in there that inspires you and sparks new ideas. And even if you don't have physical copies of old work, I'm pretty sure if you dig around the internet, you'll still find some old work that you put out there in the past. Number 2 is observing everyday life and people. Do a little bit of people watching. Look at the world around you. This could mean going for a walk, just sitting in the park, just looking around and observing. It can even be, jumping on, a bus or a train and listening into conversations, going to a coffee shop and, seeing what people are doing around you, what they're saying, what they're wearing. It's amazing how you can just draw inspiration from people around you in everyday situations. Get out of your usual area, if you spend a lot of time in your own home office, or you just always go to the same coffee shops and shopping centres, try going somewhere different and just observing and looking around. Get outside, go into nature, go for a walk, go to the park. You'd be amazed how just everyday things can inspire you. Number 3 is research history. There is so much to be gleaned and learned from the past. It could be, looking at old trends from the past, design things, architecture, historical events, sense, there's just so much you can learn from the past. And if there's anything that really sparks your interest, looking at the history of it, there's so many areas that you can look at into history. You can look at, how ads were designed, how posters were designed, how people used to make things, the clothing people used to wear, the architecture, the interior design, the events that went on, and people's reactions, the way culture was, or societal norms at the time. There's just so many things that you can draw inspiration from. So look into some things that spark your interest and start researching, learn more, find out more. It could be researching a particular time. It could be researching, a particular thing that went on in a particular time frame. There's just so much you can draw from. So really dive into history and see what you can learn and find out and how it can inspire your work today. Number 4 is writing and then reading your writing. So if you like journaling is a great way to do this. Spend some time just pouring out thoughts, writing things down. Because we can get so jumbled in our heads, so many thoughts, ideas, possibilities, that sometimes just writing things out can help you really find ideas and start refining them too, and getting clearer on our thoughts and finding ideas within those things. And it doesn't have to be writing that's all about your creative ideas and what you want to do. It could even just be every day just journaling out your thoughts and feelings and what's going on, and then reading over that and seeing what you might be able to pull from that. It could be the subtlest little thing that could spark an idea that you can then bring into your creative work. And finally, number 5, look outside your own industry. It's so easy when you're looking for inspiration to look at what all your peers are doing. What is everyone else in your industry up to? What are the latest trends? What is everyone else doing? What is everyone else creating? And the problem with doing that is everyone else starts looking at what everyone else is doing, and then everyone starts looking really similar. So if you really want to stand out, do something really creative and different, then looking at other industries can be really beneficial, and you can bring in ideas from other industries into your own industry, and you'd be amazed how you can, create something so different and so unique by just looking at what other industries are doing. So, if you, like me, are a designer, maybe you could look at someone that's doing fitness things and draw inspiration from the way they're running their business or projects that they're working on. Really think about very different things. Broaden your horizons. If you like hanging out on places like YouTube or Pinterest, then, start looking around and following people in other industries and, checking out what they're sharing, what they're doing, how are they branding their business, how are they presenting their work, how are they doing things a bit differently, how are they promoting. You'd be amazed how you can draw inspiration from those sort of things. The idea that I want to get across in today's video is to think outside your own bubble. If you're just constantly looking at what your peers are doing, just jumping on those usual places like Pinterest and looking for inspiration in those same old places all the time, start going beyond that. Start looking in other places, outside, other industries, the everyday and the mundane, things from the past and history, things from your own work. Start just getting out of that comfort zone in those usual places and really looking around you, looking at more the bigger picture of the world and what's going on and how you can draw inspiration from all those things. And I hope these ideas will help spark some new ideas in your creative work, and that you're feeling eager and keen to start researching and finding inspiration and creating new and exciting things. So let me know in the comments which of these places you think you'll be sourcing your inspiration from next. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're a creative business owner or a creative blogger and want more videos about creativity and branding. And I'll see you next time.